Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for giving me a voice. Today, I will talk about humic acid production basing on article on biotechnology for biofuels and byproducts in 2023. Latest development in fabrication and use of lignin-derived humic acid, entitled, written by Professor Sudrahar and Pedram Fadehi, which are from University of Hyderabad in India, and Professor Fatehi is from Biofinding Research Institute in Canada, Lakehead University. What is humic acid? Humic acid is a part important fertilizer, usually taken from riverside, riverbanks, and destroyed. Therefore, for growing agricultural land, there is need to make it gain method without destroying the river and environment. Because the leak coals is extracted from natural regions. Coals, lignin, forests, and river sediments, however, are not friendly because destroying the environment and might be transformed enzymatic from lignin or aerobic acidation. This is important because this gives a potential of using lignin from lignocellulose. Lignocellulose is material of plant waste for agriculture, which because every kind of plant contains, and its case is contain lignin heavy cellulose. Lignin is is aromatic biopolymer which contains aliphatic many active functional components. Aliphatic phenolenic moieties is highly cross-linked, containing polyphenol and coumaryl alcohols, which gives also difficulties for fermentation. But they are very hard, and therefore, if we separate from cellulose and we use material which can be other used, and if we serve from cellulose and cellulose, we can make fermentation and biofuels. And here is how different is a view, how is contained. The review was chemical substances were in 18th century, and then and 19th century is good addition for fertilizing and in gardening and degradation process, helpful of soil, and therefore easier to grow plants in that. Because microorganisms can work more suitable. And due to this, there is necessary for making the human from lignocellulose is formation can be from lignin, then aldehydes by microbials going to polyphenols, which knows after kenols and condensation become humic acids. The cellulose and non-lignin parts are changed into more is feeded and can be as feed or as biofuels. And this, in a natural, this condensation of is after this research is thought that after some time the humic acid and humin takes just from lignin part and then absorbed in the riverbanks and then catch in nature. So we need to make this lignin ways to form in a more faster way, but gaining in format, and then return to the agriculture for helping getting fertilized. The method of cleanage is that kind. The polymers, the oxidation of waste of lignin goes to phenols, and which condensation this humic. The properties of humic acid are humins are insert which humic acid and humins are which are insoluble fractions can disperse humic acid is dispersible in alkali solution and such dissociated into solution. That's why it's so important. The phenolic structure and aliphatic structure and sugar sites of humic acid and fulvic acid share causes that in material works differently according to the microbial and microbial working with um, can change and twist curl, making suitable and causing that microorganisms also move. And this is mixing proper, and therefore it is correcting and making the soil more favorable for different plants. Because humin and humic acid from lignin properties rest as of now it has is the biggest part, gaining much molecular weight because humic acid is 2000 of 1000 one ton per 1000 gram per mole. So they are very big compounds, and with acidic pH deeply, while other compounds like lignin and organosulfur lignin and soda lignin uh, are basic. So humic acid and humin give the required pH, lowering the pH of soil and keeping avoiding to not make it to basic and therefore suitable for living. In not humic acid, if we get too much calcium and too much basic, washing the soil and then replacing from nutrients. So this pH, low pH, allow buffers for producing buffer solution which are suitable for plant living and fungi and cooperation of these microorganisms. Therefore, it's so important, and there are ways there is possibility to obtain the humic acid from different cells by hydrothermal humidification in 140 and 4 or alkali hydrothermal, but the most suitable is simply hydrothermal for 180, which allows to humic acid from the waste even to 30%. In case, especially is important for food waste, but we will increase to 215. It's even 50%. So the hydrothermal with high temperature is good, but it requires some energy which needs to make how to produce such requirements without uh, energy. So maybe microwave, but they are not such experiments right now. So microwave thermal energy of lignin can be suitable for this. enough energy. There are also some ideas of using ionic ions for this, which give us similar to high temperature, but still quite uh, uh, much more expensive is this chloride ionic ion than case. So the trouble is that we need to change the way, but the lignin is the key components of human acid, and we need to transform, separate, and use one of the part of lignin can be used as humic acid production. Therefore, we should accept that there are very many possible, and biggest is from food waste, and especially is another point is also potassium hydroxide give also high, but only in case of eucalyptus, which is 72%. We don't see that obtained by which was obtained by Professor Al-Maghrabi, who was using from to use to report it to use an eucalyptus. So maybe eucalyptus will be the one of favor, and see why sodia and eucalyptus give so big good. So explanation and repeating this for other and showing them can be suitable. There are some optimization that another is ammonolysis, which case is much faster than in hydrothermal. So we have ammonia lyses in 130, and filtration gives this human acid enrichment. So this is the one solution, but still there is only 40%, but still more less energy. So maybe this is the fine. However, in case remarks that if you use this sodium, it was checked by sorghum how it should this acid rest, and in case of sorghum, the such human amic acid after ammonialism give 3 times higher, uh, 3 times higher crops of sorghum. So in case of such ammonia, however, wasn't so much humic acid was suitable for crops of sorghum. So we see that maybe some time for getting better good battery fertilizer, we don't need to repeat completely humic acid as in the riverside, but we can use similar material. So this is the showing how this can be used, because it's very important to find a method, because soil conditioner and due to functional groups such as phenolic hydroxyquinones and hypoxylic acid come to combine and make so more suitable and increasing the soil, increasing the soil availability by decreasing pH from basic solution and solvents. So solubility are similar. The most popular is just for lignin in lignocellulose biomass by hydrothermal and ammonia, which is caused as a. So this finally we need to for demand for high quality lignin derived human acid in application to soil, wastewater treatment, and medicine, because also humic acid is important in wastewater for absorbing. So these are several primes, and here the lignin it can be important part as it is in natural, but by by clever design of our tools, we can make this process more faster and using the waste material from agriculture, so we can come back and obtain good material. Thank you very much for listening to me.